the house, as the leader.
Oh, so you want the man to be a leader?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't heard that in a while. You see?
Yeah, because women are being brainwashed by other women who are telling them that women are supposed to be strong and supposed to be independent. And while all of that is true, we still need men to be the head. So we're not hearing a lot of women saying that, but that's actually the role of a man.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the reason for that too is because men are making it hard for us to relinquish our power to them because of their lackadaisical behavior or their no, when I stress me out.
Listen, you said something very interesting there. Relinquish power. So essentially, you want a man that you should be able to give power to.
Exactly, and I feel like if I am unable to, if I can't trust you with my power, if I can't trust you with the power inside of the household, then you cannot be here because I need to be able to relax as a woman. I need to be able to be what a woman is supposed to be, which is influential, in most cases very quiet but very influential and very supportive.
I love what you're saying. I agree with it, and I'm glad you are saying it. Right? I'm glad you are saying it. I'm glad you are saying it as a woman, right? The only thing I would probably modify is I don't necessarily agree with giving power away. I really think we should be empowering each other. Well, when I say that, I mean I don't want to be in a relationship where someone gives me all the power so much so that they can't operate without me being there or without me being in the picture, right? And so I think it needs to be something that we strengthen each other. We have different roles so that in the event that I am not around, you can still operate and function. And the reason I say empower is because when you give your power away, you also give somebody responsibility, and I think that's where we get in the cycle where we blame the other person for doing something and not taking a certain level of personal responsibility. So I understand and I agree with how you've defined the relinquishing, but I think it's an exchange. And I don't think anybody's independent. I think that's a myth that Beyonce has
very much so. There is a lie from the devil.
Interdependence. With interdependence, we depend on each other for something in some way. Each other.
I know Kyle is still on my case. Kyle is still on my case. So Kyle is still on my case. So let me explain relinquishing your power.
Yeah.
What I meant by that. Alright. So what it pretty much means for me is instead of standing a certain kind of grounds or being a certain kind of way, like some women now are being men, pretty much. That's what some of us are doing. I mean, in some cases we have to because we may not have any choice. But what we find is that when a woman is by herself and she has to do everything by herself and she has certain kind of strength already, whenever she goes into a relationship, she carries that.
Right.
And so what happens is that she's now with a man who wants to be a man, but he doesn't have the space to be a man because she needs to let go of some of the power, some of the strength of the relationship.
I understand this. I agree with that. But you see what you define there? Giving the power to the man or having to be a man, right? Or even attempting to be the man. These are the things that men go through on the daily and are unable to find anybody to help them. Right? So think about all of that power and we having that power and not being able to relinquish it on anybody, because if we relinquish it, we are not going to be defined as men. Plus, we don't have anybody to talk to. So imagine that. And imagine on top of all of that, you have a woman who is still picking at you and telling you that in addition to carrying all of this weight, you still need to be doing this, you still need to be doing that, and you're not hearing anything that the woman is supposed to be helping you with.
No, I'm not saying that we are supposed to be complacent as women whenever we get in a relationship with man. We still have our role.
Yeah. I could point out 1,000 Instagram pages that says the opposite.
But that's them, sweetie, that's them. And I'm trying to show you that the culture and our generation generation has been brainwashed in two different ways. There are women out there who think they need to be strong as men, and we really don't need to be strong as men. That's not where our power lies. And there are women out there who wants to be very weak and wants to be taken care of by men and have no form of say or no form of role whatsoever. So
let's say KFC, KFC has switched the hormones, man. I don't know, I believe, man. I think you switch it up, man. But you're absolutely, and I appreciate us having such an adult conversation without placing blame. This is, and I think, and it's you see all of the fans I get. That's the reality. That's the truth. Yeah, we need to definitely bring you on one of these episodes. And we have a few topics that we definitely need to talk about. But yes, that's the type of thing that men experience and women experience. And I'm glad that you're able to vocalize that in that way. Yes, so some of the women, somehow know what list and force us to try to step up. That is true, Serena, but some women work list too, and I don't know.
No, that's not what we're going to do. We're not going to throw names and point fingers.
But we're talking about the charity of it. I absolutely agree. I don't. When we compartmentalize blame, that's what I disagree.
Yeah, we're living in a culture that thinks women need to be fighting against men need to be fighting against women, and that is so opposite of what it's actually supposed to be.
Because you know who wins, right?
You know, say we're not going to do that.
No, I say you know who wins, right? The man.
Who win by default?
Yeah, man, the man wins by default because, I mean, it's a little, we talk and wonder why women compete with themselves.
I don't want us to do that. I don't want us to do that.
Totally.
I want us to find out to love each other.
Yes, man. Social media. I don't even think it's brainwash. Brainwash make it sound too passive. This is something that is actively taking place.
And a feminism,
no,
it's not feminism that is responsible for running the mind of many women. It's not that. A woman is supposed to be feminist. Well, that's not the problem.
Even the brand of so feminism has taken on a totally different
it has changed. It has transformed. Absolutely. in the minds of some.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
Yeah,
because it is now being, and somebody who is doing a topic on men's issues, it has now been, as I said, weaponized by the bitter women.
It has taken the form of Jezebel.
Yeah, right. It has been weaponized, but we're not. And again, we're not. The dangerous thing is when we dehumanize people. So when we say a feminist, is as if we are saying that this is the only thing that defines this individual. When we talk about it's too much. It's too much. It's really a lot to unpack, and it's really a lot to dissect. But we need to sort of disarm some of these terms, get some of the vitriol out of the way, and start talking about how we solve some of these things. You see what you did there is commendable, and there are few women who are able to just say, "This is what I want to do." Not start with blame.
Not necessarily.
Starting with blame doesn't help, because then the person gets defensive. Right? The person gets on the defensive. Somebody wanted to comment on something. Changing from a bad guy to a good guy is one of the worst, because I think when the female realize that the man is changing, they get scared and start putting up resistance, forcing the man back into the world. He wants you to answer that. You tell me what you think.
Are you talking about a specific woman? If you change in front of a specific woman, are you talking about women in general? Because in any way, I think it doesn't matter. I think when you decide to change, I think it should be because you want to change, because you realize that it is the right thing to do. Ultimately, the right people, the right person will come along who will appreciate that change. So, regardless of whatever, like, I'm always going to be who I am, regardless of the fact that the majority of the world may not appreciate this kind of person. Because I'm going to be who I am because it's the right person to be, and not because of what people think. I think ultimately the right person, the right people, right situations will find their way to me.
Yeah. So in other words, it's no longer about the other person. It's about you being.
Right. It's about you doing what's good, what's right for you, what you think is best.
For you. Yes, not always in response.
Right.
Not always in response, and that's the thing. That's the thing. We as men, we have to learn, because to be honest, people don't really ask you what we want to know. You ever try to ask someone what you want as a gift, and they respond to you get? You know, so our default is anything, because people don't really ask me nothing. You know, so us figuring out or working on building ourselves is a very task.
Somebody say, "Oh, yes,
yeah, man, we need to know, man. Yes, definitely. I think definitely. So we need to bring you on one of the shows. What do you say? You agree to it now? We set up the contract.
Of course.
You set up the contract. And so my gift's too expensive, but so it's fine. That's fine. Yes, man. SNAPVIEWS. You can definitely put it on your page and tag it and all that. Yeah, man. She definitely gonna be on one of these episodes, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I come in to speak out to speak on our side, and I think that you guys think that all women are fighting against you, or all women are bitter against men.
No,
that's not the case.
That's never the case, and which is why we kinda, if you look back at the episodes, which is why we kinda we don't necessarily always talk about topics in relation to women, you know. Right? I think this is just one of them where the comparison is necessary. But oftentimes when we look at things like depression, we are talking about our experience as men, not in relation to women.
Okay.
Not saying that sometimes women don't cause things. That's the reality. But we're very careful, because there are very few spaces for us to talk about. Because to be honest, most of the thing all we want is sex, some rum, and some sports, as if there's nothing else that affects our lives, right? And so that's the kind of space that we're trying to open up. Miss Glenister says she has a lot to say. I want to hear it. So thank you. We're definitely gonna link up and bring you one of them episodes. You hear? Everybody,
all right, no problem.
You need to send us some flames to say man. So yeah, man, trust me.
Alright.
Yes, man, alright. Let me see. Is Shelly? I can't tell the last message, Shelly. You see, Miss Glenister, I never know is. Yeah? No, Shelly not going to slaughter everybody, man. You see, Shelly declined. You know, Shelly not ready, man. Shelly not ready, man. Not Chelsea, because I know Chelsea ready, but Shelly just declined my call. Shelly is not ready for this. Shelly gonna put on she makeup. Rosie, you there? Okay, all right. Want to hear from Rosie then. Listen, Miss Glenister, don't come on here attacking after Soyini did very well in showing how we can talk about these things. I don't want to hear nothing about no some man and enough man. That's not gonna lead anywhere. Hey Rosie, come on, let me say Rosie, go on. I'm telling you, boy, it's a set of makeup business. Rosie's makeup, Shelly's makeup. Yeah, but listen, we are making this about women, you know. Just remember what it is. We representing balance. Yeah, representing balance. And don't forget, these are every Wednesday we're doing this, and every episode coming out Saturday. So whatever we can discuss now, we definitely discuss in one of these lives. Not two. Let me see. You ready, Shelly? Let me see. So you see, this is we can't even Shelly today, but Shelly doesn't put on her. You see? She will stay good. She will stay good. So she will stay good. But yeah, but I think we had some very good discussion this evening, man. I hope somebody's taking notes. I'm definitely recording these. And so we're not to listen up. Brother Orbs. How go on, Mr. Prime Minister? The whole time so you didn't talk, I was I mean, you were spitting the gospel truth, man, so you didn't go on, man. We're not alive, man. Yeah, but but yeah, so we definitely, yeah, man, yeah. So we have this the episode that coming out on Saturday gonna be fire still. Just make sure I listen. Just make sure I listen out. We're not giving away any secrets, but just listen out. Just listen. Just listen out. So you need you read some good point. The man is here change location, man. Your Wi-Fi pretty, you know. That's the beard. We probably look like a Super Nintendo graphics. I need my own kid. She raised some good points. So they start to be thing there. But the thing I agree with most is not allowing what happens inside your relationship to be dictated by what other people feel a relationship should be. So when she said about being who you are, all this question, it's about who you are. That's definitely true. So you're not gonna allow me internet, listen, I'll make it go on, man. People, Saturday, we're going live after the episode on Saturday again. Yeah, man, we're going live after the episode. By then, not too supposed to run the, I don't know. We're not gonna say. We need to run a poll after this to find out if they want the Rimsey or not too, because the boy Rimsey is trying to water the thing. Listen, I don't believe I'm not getting an argument. But Saturday you have to take over the live and not too. You have to take over the live Saturday, If I mean that it's solid, then we need the poet to run off the mainstream to the right. I tell
have an internet.
Can't really tell that.
I'm gonna go straight to the chill, man. You can't.
Then I pick up my next tonight.
I'm gonna go straight to the chill, man. No Netflix, man. No, man. Man, look like pixel perfect, man. Man, pixelate the oven ass. Yeah, we're not even, you start, all your voice start chop up, you know, man. Alright, go on, man. Go on, boy. Go on. People, you see the Saturday, make sure I share the podcast, go back and listen to the podcast and share them, have more people to follow the IG page. We passed the 2,000 and so we're going on to 10,000 and take it as far as possible, you know? Not too. We know by the time we say little more, you have to respond about 10 seconds later, so we just have to tell you now and 10 seconds later, you have to listen to your response, see it? Go and enjoy and chill, bro. Yeah, man. I got the WJC massive, you know, after. Yes, man. Yo, people. Yeah, it was good. Peace.